Managing a high performer is one of the most challenging and rewarding aspects of leadership. But most managers get it completely wrong. You probably have that one team member who consistently exceeds expectations, solves problems that others can't, might even know more about certain aspects of the job than you do. The temptation is either to micromanage them because you feel insecure, or to completely ignore them because they don't need management. Both approaches are disasters. High performers have unique needs, motivations, and potential contributions that require a completely different management approach. Get it right, and they'll transform your entire team's performance. Get it wrong, and you lose your best talent to managers who understand their value. In the next 13 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to manage high performers in a way that keeps them engaged, leverages their capabilities for team success, and actually makes your job easier instead of harder. But first, if this leadership content is helping you become a better manager, please hit that like button and subscribe. It helps us reach more leaders who need these strategies. Understanding the high performer mindset. Before you can effectively manage high performers, you need to understand what drives them. It's not what most managers think. The biggest mistake managers make is assuming that high performers are motivated by the same things as average performers. They apply a one-size-fits-all management approach and wonder why their best people seem disengaged or start looking for other opportunities. I learned this lesson from watching a manager named Priya almost lose her best team member. Priya had a data analyst named Rohit who was exceptional. He could solve complex problems in hours that took others days, consistently delivered insights that drove significant business decisions, and he was always eager to take on new challenges. But Priya managed Rohit the same way she managed everyone else. Weekly check-ins focused on task completion, standard performance goals, the same recognition approaches she used with the whole team. Rohit was becoming increasingly frustrated because he was bored by routine tasks that didn't challenge his capabilities. He felt his insights and suggestions weren't being heard or implemented. He wanted to understand the bigger picture and contribute to strategic decisions. He craved learning opportunities and professional growth. He was motivated more by impact and mastery than by traditional rewards. When Rohit finally opened up to Priya about his frustration, she realized she had been managing him as if he were an average performer who needed oversight, rather than a high performer who needed direction and opportunity. What high performers actually want is different from what average performers want. Autonomy. They want freedom to determine how they accomplish objectives, not detailed task management. Mastery. They're driven by opportunities to develop expertise and solve increasingly complex problems. Purpose. They need to understand how their work contributes to meaningful outcomes. Growth. They want continuous learning and skill development opportunities. Recognition. They value acknowledgement of their expertise and contributions to important decisions. Challenge. They become disengaged when work becomes routine or predictable. Understanding these drivers completely changes how you approach managing high performers. The challenge-opportunity balance. Most managers struggle with high performers because they don't know how to find the right balance between giving them challenging work and not overwhelming them or the rest of the team. High performers aren't motivated by just having more work. They are motivated by more complex, impactful, and growth-oriented work. The key is creating what I call stretch opportunities that develop their capabilities while benefiting the organization. The delegation and empowerment strategy. What separates good managers from great ones when it comes to high performers is knowing how to delegate meaningful authority, not just tasks. Most managers delegate tasks to high performers. Can you handle the Johnson project? But high performers need delegation of authority and decision-making responsibility, not just work assignments. Here's how to delegate authority effectively. Define outcomes, not methods. Tell them what success looks like, not how to achieve it. Set clear boundaries. Specify what authority they have and what requires escalation. Provide context. Help them understand the broader implications of their decisions. Support their decisions. Back them up publicly and provide guidance privately when needed. Review outcomes. Focus on results rather than process while evaluating performance. The growth and development pipeline. High performers are naturally ambitious and growth-oriented. If you're not actively developing them, someone else will recruit them with the promises of advancement and new challenges. Mentoring and coaching. Regular coaching conversations focused on development. Connection with senior members inside and outside the organization. Feedback and guidance on leadership and strategic thinking. They became more capabilities and took on greater responsibilities. As they were promoted, they create openings for others to follow. The team's overall capability increased dramatically. The team elevation strategy. When managed effectively, high performers don't just contribute individually. They raise the performance standard for everyone around them. But this requires intentional strategy, not just hoping it happens naturally. Let me share how a manager named Deepika used her high performers to transform her entire team's capabilities. Deepika had two high performers on her 8-person team, Vikram and Priya. Initially, she worried that their exceptional performance might intimidate or demotivate other team members. Instead, she found ways to leverage their capabilities to benefit everyone. How did she do that? Knowledge sharing systems. Vikram and Priya led monthly best practices sessions where they shared techniques and insights. They created templates and processes that others could use. They documented their approach so institutional knowledge was preserved. She did peer mentoring programs. Each high performer was paired with 2 to 3 team members for ongoing development. They provided guidance on complex projects and skill development. They helped others navigate challenges and learn from their experience. She created collaborative problem solving. High performers led team brainstorming sessions on difficult challenges. They facilitated discussions that helped everyone contribute ideas. They helped translate complex concepts into actionable approaches. Quality standard setting. Their work became an example of excellence that others should aspire to. They helped establish quality criteria and evaluation standards. They provided peer review and feedback to help others improve. Within 1 year of implementing this approach, the overall team performance improved by 35%. Other team members reported feeling more confident and capable. The gap between high performers and others decreased significantly. Team collaboration and mutual support increased dramatically. Employee satisfaction scores improved across the entire team. Here's how to avoid common pitfalls. 1. Don't create resentment. Ensure high performers' additional responsibilities are recognized and rewarded appropriately. And 2. Maintain fairness. Make sure mentoring and development opportunities are available to everyone. 3. Prevent burnout. Monitor high performers' workload to ensure they are not overwhelmed with additional responsibilities. 4. Recognize contributions. Publicly acknowledge how high performers help the team to succeed. The retention and succession strategy. The best managers understand that high performers will eventually be promoted or move on to bigger opportunities. Instead of trying to prevent this, they prepare for it strategically. I learned this from observing a manager named Arun, who had a remarkable track record of developing, promoting high performers. Over 5 years, Arun had 7 high performers move into senior roles, 3 within the organization and 4 externally. Rather than seeing this as a loss, Arun viewed it as a success metric. Arun's succession mindset was, my goal is to develop people so well that they outgrow their current roles. When high performers succeed, it reflects well on our team and creates opportunities for others to advance. The succession preparation strategy includes several elements. What are they? The documentation and knowledge transfer. High performers document their processes and institutional knowledge. They create training materials for their eventual replacement. They develop systems that don't depend on their personal expertise. Cross-training and redundancy. Multiple team members learn critical skills from high performers. Important responsibilities are shared rather than concentrated. Backup plans exist for all key functions and relationships. Internal promotional pipeline. High performers help identify and develop their potential successors. They participate in interviewing and selecting new team members. They contribute to promotion and advancement decisions. Also, external network building. Arun helped high performers build professional networks. He provided references and recommendations for advancement opportunities. He maintained relationships with former team members who became valuable contacts. Here's the complete high performer management framework. A systematic approach to managing high performers. 1. Understand their unique drivers. Focus on autonomy, mastery, purpose, growth, recognition, and challenge. Provide context and meaning, not just tasks. Recognize their expertise and include them in strategic discussions. 2. Create stretch opportunities. Offer complex, impactful projects that develop new capabilities. Provide cross-functional leadership opportunities and include them in strategic planning and decision making. 3. Delegate authority, not just tasks. Give them ownership of outcomes and decision making responsibility. Set clear boundaries and provide necessary context. Support their decisions and review results, not methods. 4. Invest in systematic development. Create individual development plans aligned with their aspirations. Provide external learning opportunities and internal visibility. Connect them with mentors and advancement opportunities. 5. Leverage them as team elevators. Use their expertise to raise overall team performance. Create knowledge sharing and peer mentoring systems. Have them establish quality standards and best practices. 6. Prepare for their success and advancement. Document their knowledge and develop succession plans. Help them build networks and advancement opportunities. Maintain relationships after they move to new roles. Wrapping up, managing high performers well is one of the highest leverage activities you can engage in as a leader. When you get it right, you don't just retain great talent, you multiply their impact, elevate your entire team, and build a reputation that attracts more high performers. Remember, the goal isn't to keep high performers in their current roles forever. It's to maximize their contribution while they're with you and prepare them for their next level of success. The strategies we've covered today require intentional effort and systematic implementation, but the payoff is enormous. High performers who feel valued, challenged, and developed become your strongest advocates and most powerful contributors. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Share 5 insights you got from this video about managing high performers. What challenges have you faced with your top talent? What strategies have worked well for you? Your experiences can help other managers learn and grow too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.